Nelson, after the Wimbledon game back in January, you said you were targeting 7 more wins on the season. You've now had 4 on the bounce. Has that moved the needle of expectations, or are you still wanting that 3 more to get the job done in your eyes?
Well, the job done is never finished. I think we have to obviously always look forward and try to see in which areas we have to carry on improving. Obviously, probably when I said that was what I, in the chasing of what we were looking for beginning of the season, when we mentioned that we were looking for a comfort season where we could see and develop a couple of players, young players, and that could be a good platform for the project we want for this club. That was all. So we've done 4 now, like you said. I think we have to always look for and try to win every game. That's what we are here for.
The thing with football, isn't it? Fans will get carried away. 4 wins on the bounce. People will be looking up rather than down now. If you win tomorrow against Bradford, you'll be in the top half for the first time since October.
I think you have to be stable, as in you have to keep the momentum, carry on. But you were talking about 2 weeks ago, isn't it? So you have to keep focused in what we are doing, what we are trying to lay good foundations, strong foundations in here. And yes, you can only do that if you win games, and that's what we are doing.
It's hard to pinpoint one thing or another thing that has changed the form. I know Cameron Antwi said you were doing the ugly stuff better recently. What would you put the change in form down to?
It's little details, I guess. Again, we were not that bad when we lost, and we were not that good when we won. And you just need to go back a couple, 2 different games, a couple of different games. You mentioned Wimbledon. If you were 3-0 up first half on that game, you wouldn't be surprised. The way they scored the goals to us is soft, I would say. It was lucky ones. So little things, little details, and after that game home, Swindon and Port Vale away. So little things. It's not that much. I think the most important thing is you have managed to have a good group of people working hard every day, believing in what we are doing. And like you said, football it's that. Sometimes go your way, sometimes it doesn't. Now we are in a good form, we are in a good momentum, and we just try to give our best every day to keep that going.
Carl Hudlin came off the bench, scored the winner last time out. 6 goals, I think, in the league now. He's a player who's had a bit of criticism at times. How have you seen his form and his performances improve over the season here?
No, Kyle. We knew Kyle when we signed Kyle. Obviously, he had other experiences in terms of loan. Didn't go the way he wanted. I said we're just lucky to have a person like him with us, working with us, and obviously scoring goals and which that striker do, or they try to do. So we're just happy for him, for his career, and like we said at the beginning when he came, hopefully we can help him to develop his career, and he will help us to reach our goals as well. So it's going well, very well.
You brought in a few new people in January at the top end of the pitch. You've got quite a lot of options now, haven't you, going forward?
Yes, important. Again, just say again, is like transfer window. You don't need to send too many players. You have to be very clear in what you need, you want, and on that sense, I think we've done a good job. And the team is clear. Not only have more options, but also is stronger, I guess. So yeah, happy with that. They are still, trying to get to know the other team players, to get to know them better. But they just settled in very well, and they are one of us now.
How's the squad looking? Has there been any injuries in the last few days in training?
No, we obviously we still have one session to go. We're looking okay. So but it's just that we just want to recover and games. That's what we do.
Any updates on the likes of Kai Whitmore or Kieran Evans, Tom Davis?
Yeah, Guy's still not available for the game. He still started his run. Kieran Evans is week 2 of his recovery. And obviously we've got the long terms of Wildig, and that's all.
Of course. It's Bradford, as we mentioned, tomorrow. It was a tough game at Valley Parade in the reverse fixture. They're third in the table. What sort of challenges are they going to pose? What do you learn from that away game?
Well, it's definitely going to be 2 different games. On that away game, I think we were a little bit unlucky again on that game, and after I would say a first half, we didn't do so well. But I think second half was completely ours, and at some point I thought we could actually win that game, but 2 little details at the very end, went towards them the result. But it's going to be a different game. Obviously, they are a different team now in terms of comparing what they were back in October, November. We are also a different team now, but it's going to be a typical League 2 game, I would say. Obviously, they are doing so well. They are third of the league. They picked up once they started. I think they started the game with us, improving, and but we expect to be there competing. And we know that we do our job. It's a game where you can win.
Newport games this season, statistically anyway, tend to have quite a lot of goals. Bradford games, quite the opposite. I think they've had 4 1-0 games in a row. You talk about small margins. It's going to be crucial tomorrow to keep it tight and hopefully have them go your way.
Yes, true, but we also scored a lot of goals as well. There's not. If you see the table, tell me how many teams score more goals than us.
You score more than Bradford, yeah.
So it's going to be obviously those small margins. I think we are always looking to find that stability, that balance in every unit. We had to change a lot our team due to different factors, different things. But yes, I think we are in a position where we can look to that game and actually try to win it.
And just a final one from me, a few loan players and a couple of key players in the squad out of contract at the end of this season. Now things are looking a little bit precarious, quite way away from the bottom few teams in the table. Have you started looking ahead to those players and next season's contracts?
Oh, I've got to be honest, no, we didn't have time for that. We were playing Saturday, Tuesday, and I think that's not the moment as well, to be fair. I think what I like to see is what I see every day, everyone engaged, working hard. It's absolutely brilliant. I have no words to praise the players. Everyone is pushing hard to play and to show their quality, and nobody is thinking about their contracts at the moment.
Thank you very much.
You don't want a big. You've always said you don't want a summer of massive change anyway. So I guess those boys, the experienced ones, you will ideally like to keep.
Yes, no, definitely. Yeah. I guess you mentioned Wildig, Clark, and all that. Yeah. Yes, of course. But again, it's like it's too early, I would say, for those type of conversations. Obviously, we're not looking for a lot of movement in the summer. We just need to have a very clear idea what we want moving forward, what type of person and player would suit us, and would improve us. That's all.
And not asking you to name it, but you'll know what positions you want already, don't you? But I'm not saying not going to tell us yet. But you've identified what departments.
Yes, So sometimes it's not a starter; it's just a backup, and obviously I guess that's our job, isn't it? To know exactly what we want, what we need, having those targets, and then it's up for the club to deal with the things.
And you mentioned Bradford; they're a different team, but they are. The fact they've not got Andy Cook, it makes a big difference then. But they've done really well despite losing such an important player, haven't they?
Yes, I think football sometimes surprises you in that sort of aspect as well. Andy Cook is definitely a big player. I could see that. He scored one of the goals, good one, against us. But again, a team is, a player can make a difference both ways as well. Yes, they find a way to carry on doing well and winning games without a player like him. So that shows also the depth of the squad and the quality of the group.
Have they changed style noticeably when you're doing your analysis? Are they different?
They are different? little things, obviously, but that will keep for that for us. But yeah. they have changed a couple of things.
How hard is it for you now that, I guess this is the last one of going from midweek to Saturday? I think you've finally got a midweek off, haven't you? But
yes.
The balancing act, you want that consistent side, but you realise you don't want to push players that little bit extra. It can be dangerous, can't it, for some players?
It can, yes, definitely. We're always trying to monitorise, assess the situation of them, but again, it's like you said, it's finding the balance. We still have tomorrow's game, but then we've got the full week. And that will give you a good chance to recover the players completely, because when you play Saturday, Tuesday, it's always difficult in a very long period. But then we've got now the next 2 games, full week, so it gives us a chance to recover, not only physically but also mentally as well. They need a rest. They need to sometimes to switch off and be with their families, so that when they are back, they are again focused again and to go again.
That's sometimes the bits that I guess people in the passion of it all can miss. Like, for example, I use Joe Thomas as an example. He comes off because he was playing well, but you've got to look forward, haven't you, on Tuesday? You can't break a young lad who's coming through.
Yeah.
That comes into your thinking even during the game, doesn't it?
It does, definitely. We have to manage that, and that was what we've done with Kai, with Kieran Evans. But again, sometimes you just miss those timings, and people sometimes don't understand, but they don't have to understand. That's my job. Yeah. Yes, Joe has been brilliant. He was playing well. We had to make a decision on that particular timing, and we were proved right, because we had to change the system. We had to change a couple of things, and it worked.
In terms of targets, is it placing wise? Do you have a target where you want to finish in the league, or does beating last season's points tally? Do things like that matter to you?
No, honestly, when we are starting. It's maybe this comparison is not good, but it's building. It's doing a new building, and everything went down, and then we have to build up again. I'm not. I know what you mentioned about stats about last season. I don't. I think the only thing would be what do you understand about comfort? It can be 10, 12, 14, 15, whatever it is. But we have to finish the season very well, pushing forward as much as we can, having the comfort of the table, obviously. But you also need to have a team growing, a group growing, that can fight together, can grow, and they are ambitious. I mean, that's the only thing we want here. And then, obviously, if you've got that platform, you don't need much to carry on building on.
And as you've said before, comfort doesn't mean sort of, hey, we've done it, see you next season.
No. It's even worse.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. No. Again, we always try not to change much as we go along, because we are fueled by the energy to improve, to get better every day anyway. So that is there within us, within the group. So we are not gonna switch off or no. We want more, obviously.